Okay, do you think that this lyric lounge will be even more successful than last year, and why?
Yes, and I'll tell you why. Last year was amazing. I mean, it was incredible. But I guess in a way it was a different beast because it was the Y Theatre, which is a relatively small theatre. The main communal space is the bar, which is a top capacity of 50, 60, 70. Over that, health and safety get involved. And the theatre, which is 200 people. And then a couple of workshop rooms upstairs that you don't see. Everyone we brought to the Y Theatre was there because we brought them there. There's no footfall really past it. It's tucked away down a little street. And stuff doesn't happen there in the day. So if you're not there for the festival, you've got no reason to be there. The museum is massive. It looks like a gigantic Monopoly piece. It's on the main thoroughfare that everyone walks down to get into Leicester. You know, many people walk down New Walk to get into Leicester. People walk in and out through that route. It's massive. It's got a massive gallery space where all performances will take place. It's got 2 other big galleries on the ground floor. Then it's got an upstairs with, I think it's 3 other galleries and a kind of landing space. And then it's got a smaller gallery downstairs. I forgot to mention the juror room and 2 workshop rooms. And then it's got a massive outdoor area. So it's big. And there'll be hundreds of people there each day to see the stuffed animals. And they won't be there to see the lyric lounge. They don't know anything about poetry. They're poetry curious at best, poetry suspicious at worst. And then there's this poetry festival happening. But then it's a really exciting, it'd be different, you see, but it'd be bigger in that way, because in addition to the same numbers of people that we'll be bringing, there'll be those people. So the audience potentially is double. And the job is potential, well, it's not, I could say twice as difficult, but no, I mean, I don't think it's more difficult. It's just, it's a challenge in an interesting way. It's an interesting challenge. We will be engaging the people who are there for the poetry in closed workshops and in a very detailed, intensive way. And the people who are there for the museum will have the opportunity to do drop-in, drop-out workshops. We'll be able to just observe circus performers interacting with poets, fire breathers in the courtyard, that kind of really amazing, exciting stuff. But they can enjoy the festival whilst passing through it. So that there are different levels of engagement, from the most passive, which is still a level of engagement, to the most detailed and involved, which is obviously what we'll be working people up to.
Will there be another live lounge event like this happening again in Leicester sometime in the future?
I hope so. I hope so. Leicester has got a very, very vibrant scene. I think it is agreed by pretty much all of the people doing work in this sector that Leicester is it has the healthiest climate of the cities, of the 5 cities in the region. So I think there is an argument, if more money is available, for there to be another festival. So I'm a member of the public. For there to be another festival. I think it will depend on funding. There will definitely be a festival next year in Northampton, I think it's one of the locations, in Lincoln, I think. There are 2 other cities where there will be stuff happening. And I will push very hard for there to be another one here.
Would you ever consider making these workshops mobile and maybe taking them round schools in Leicester?
Workshops, did you say? Or
yeah,
festival?
the workshop bits.
I think that's a great idea. God, a genius here. Yes, that's a very good idea. I'll write that down. That hadn't occurred to me. I think there's definitely a plan to tour the festival and take it to different places. And there's interest in different cities in the country, all over the country for the festival, in the festival. But workshops, I mean, you're right, there are really interesting, specific workshops we've developed. I mean, Alison Dunn, the book doctor, it's her full name now, Alison Dunn, the book doctor, Leicester Libraries. She is a key person in our festival, and she does one-to-ones, and she does work. One of the workshops she's doing this year is called Get Stuffed. And I've had to be really careful how I've described that online, because you don't want to say, I almost dare say it out loud, but if you put Alison's name in it in any way, then it sounds a little bit dodgy, really. Anyway, moving on. That's a great workshop to do with stuffed animals and all things bony and feathery. And that would be a lovely workshop that could be, I suppose, patented or franchised, or whatever you want to call it, and taken around. We could work with the Open Museum Service and have like a box of dead things and take them to primary schools. They look, dead things, and they'd call the kids would love it, wouldn't they? And Alison would like, ooh, and the kids would like, ooh, it'd be wonderful. We should do. Yeah, great idea.
Do you think it'd be a good idea to have something or somewhere that provided similar lyric lounge events and workshops, but so it was permanently in Leicester?
What, a permanent regular festival in Leicester all throughout the year?
What sort of throughout the year, so where people could just go and...
Well, you know, that's a very interesting question that you're asking, because I think what we call things and what things are is often a fine distinction. It's an interesting question. So we call the Lyric Lounge, so everything that the Lyric Lounge is that, yeah? But we must remember that there's all this exciting stuff happening that predates the Lyric Lounge and will carry on and be sustainable after the Lyric Lounge, and potentially is the Lyric Lounge, is what the Lyric Lounge is delivering. And in fact, it's wonderful because the Lyric Lounge has helped grow the activity. So to give you an example, I'm talking quite abstractly, Word. Okay, the Lyric Lounge is in association with Word, and Word, as I said before, is the longest running spoken word night in the region. Arguably, you know, it is unique in the country for a number of different factors. Now, Word is delivering, with the help of the Lyric Lounge currently, a monthly word shop. You see how it works in workshop, but it's called Word, so word shop. Yeah. Monthly word shop, and that's delivered on the first Tuesday of the month, just before our evening big event, with the booked act of the night. And that is something that we are offering. It is a Lyric Lounge workshop. I suppose it is because Lyric Lounge is funding it. But it's a really exciting, it's a workshop where people can come and develop their skills. We're working with museum objects quite a lot because a lot of the funding for the Lyric Lounge has come from the museum service. And people are coming together, building it's a Lyric Lounge type atmosphere, type event. But the funding could come from elsewhere and it would still be the same thing. So I think, yes, there should be this ongoing activity, and I think that there is, and I think that it's made possible by a number of people, a number of different funding organisations and a number of different supporting kind organisations. Yeah.
Yeah, that's about it.
Okay.
Okay.
Steph, thanks very much for conducting the interview, and Lydia, thanks for your time today.